Well, today is World Sickle Cell Day, the disease, the most common genetic disorder in the United States, and its effects can be devastating with complications including anemia, infection, even stroke. Back to Dr. Sickle, who joins us by Skype. So talk to us about this disease and the symptoms.
Well, Greg, what is sickle cell disease? And as you said, it's World Sickle Cell today, World Sickle Cell Day today. What is it? Well, normally a red blood cell is round. It looks like a donut. But when you have a genetic abnormality, this is inherited. If you get two genes from different parents, you could end up with what's called a sickling, and it's just what it sounds. It looks like a sickle. You don't have the right oxygen carrying capacity on your red blood cell. What happens? Well, you get anemic, and when you have a crisis, you can literally infarct one of your major organs where it dies, like your liver, like your kidneys, like your bones. You get pain. They're painful crises. What is the treatment for it? You use oxygen, you use transfusion, and now we're finally doing something called hematopoietic stem cell transplant, where if you have a close relative or someone who's a match, you can be cured, which is really, really hopeful. People live a lot less long with this, up to the age of 30 to 40. It is a really tough disease for African Americans, for people of Spanish descent, from people from South America, in the Middle East, and parts of Asia. It is a real problem, this disease.
So bringing in Dr. Samadi now, I mean, as a child growing up in the 70s, as a black child growing up in the 70s, I heard so much about sickle cell anemia, and I saw kids, living through pain, and some died from it. Why is it that kids are so affected by this disease? And then also after that, if you could answer, I believe that you see different effects of it as a urologist.
Yeah, so this is an invisible disease, and these kids that are going through this, as we said, if both parents have the trait, about 25% of the children can get the disease. They're hiding it because it's embarrassing. They can't concentrate in the school. They get these crises where they get swelling joints and arms and legs, and it really affects it. And when you're a teenager, it's really embarrassing in front of other people. But what happens with sickle cell is that those cells can actually clump, and you have occlusive crisis. If it happens near the heart, they can get heart disease or heart attack. But a lot of these kids may end up with mini stroke, and they may not even know it until later on. That's the problem. Or they get this severe pain that they can paralyze them, and they have to go to the hospital. It's a real big problem. So as a urologist, unfortunately, we deal with this a lot because I see young teenagers, African Americans, without taking any medications, without any Viagra or any other treatment, they come in with very prolonged erection, which is painful. Same concept. And what you have to do is to take the blood clots out, give them hydration. Sometimes you have to give them transfusion to get the bad blood out. And stem cell is probably one of the ways to go to treat this.
And if I may, Dr. Mark, ask you, because if stem cell is the way to treat it, is this something that's covered by insurance?
Generally not. That's a great point, Arthel. It's very, very hard to get insurance to cover this because insurance doesn't like to cover things that are for small groups of people. And this is for smaller numbers. But for us, 2,000 infants a year born with this, and the idea that your red blood cell gets into a shape where it can't carry oxygen, and then you end up damaging organs. And, this is really, really a crisis. So I'm really glad we're bringing awareness to it. Those stem cell transplants are life-saving, and we need more research on that because we can broaden the kind of transplants we give and save more people as a result. Giving transfusions and oxygen are just ameliorating. They just get you through the next crisis. Yes, we can transfuse you back to up a normal level, but Arthel, your red blood cells in sickle cell disease die much faster than they're supposed to. A red cell's supposed to live 120 days. To give you an idea, in sickle disease, it lasts 10 or 20 days.
So quickly, Dr. Samadi, I mean, if you're a baby born with this, you didn't ask to get this disease, and if your family can't pay for the cost, I mean, can we get some sort of, I don't know, is this going to be eventually covered by insurance?
Yes, I'm sure as the science progresses and as the hospital come around, we're talking about 70,000 people in America that are affected by this, 2,000 kids. We should be able to cover them, and absolutely, it's a must. But the message to a lot of teenagers that have this problem on June 19th is ask for help. It's not embarrassing. This is not something you have to live with We can help you, certainly keeping hydrated, going to the doctors. They're superb doctors. And already some of these African-American kids have so much pressure and tension from peer pressure, and this is one added problem that can affect their social life. So I'm glad we're bringing awareness to this. It's a big help.
Very good.